Long ago, in the land of Egypt, a powerful Pharaoh ruled over a vast kingdom. Among his many subjects were the Israelites, descendants of Jacob, who had grown numerous and strong. Fearing their potential, the Pharaoh enslaved them, forcing them to toil endlessly in harsh conditions. Their cries of suffering rose to heaven, and God, full of compassion, remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The birth of a deliverer. During a dark time when the Pharaoh ordered all Hebrew baby boys to be thrown into the Nile, a child of destiny was born. His mother, desperate to save him, placed him in a basket and set it afloat among the reeds of the great river. The baby was discovered by Pharaoh's daughter, who, moved by his cries, adopted him as her own. She named him Moses, meaning drawn out of the water. Moses grew up in the luxury of the palace, but he never forgot his roots. One day, seeing an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave, he was overcome with anger and struck the man, killing him. Fearing for his life, Moses fled to the wilderness of Midian, where he found refuge among shepherds and married Zipporah, the daughter of Jethro, a priest of Midian. The burning bush. Years later, while tending his flock near Mount Horeb, Moses saw a sight that would change his life forever. A bush engulfed in flames, yet not consumed. As he approached, a voice called out, "Moses, Moses." It was the voice of God. "I have seen the misery of my people in Egypt," God said. "I have heard their cries. I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of bondage." Moses, overwhelmed and uncertain, protested, "Who am I to lead them? I am slow of speech and tongue." But God assured him, "I will be with you. Tell Pharaoh, I am who I am has sent me." And as a sign, God gave Moses miraculous powers through his staff and promised his brother Aaron would speak on his behalf. Confronting Pharaoh. Moses and Aaron stood before Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, and delivered God's command. "Let my people go, so they may worship me." Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he refused, scoffing at their God. What followed was a series of divine judgments that shook Egypt to its core. 10 plagues struck the land, each more devastating than the last. The Nile turned to blood, swarms of frogs, gnats, and flies overwhelmed the people. Livestock perished, boils afflicted their skin, hail rained down, locusts devoured crops, and darkness shrouded the land for 3 days. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained unyielding until the final plague, the death of the firstborn. God instructed the Israelites to sacrifice a lamb and mark their doorposts with its blood. That night, the angel of death passed through Egypt, claiming the lives of the firstborn in every household, but sparing those under the blood of the lamb. Grief-stricken, Pharaoh finally relented, commanding the Israelites to leave. The parting of the Red Sea. The Israelites, numbering in the thousands, set out on their journey to freedom, guided by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. But Pharaoh's heart hardened once more, and he sent his chariots to pursue them. Trapped between the advancing Egyptian army and the Red Sea, the people despaired. But Moses, full of faith, stretched out his staff over the waters, and a mighty wind divided the sea. Walls of water rose on either side, and the Israelites crossed on dry ground. As Pharaoh's forces followed, God caused confusion among them, and when the Israelites reached safety, Moses stretched out his staff again. The waters crashed down, swallowing the Egyptian army. The people stood in awe, singing a song of deliverance. "The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. The horse and its rider He has hurled into the sea. The journey to the promised land." From there, the Israelites embarked on a long and arduous journey through the wilderness. God provided manna from heaven, water from a rock, and His divine presence among them. At Mount Sinai, He gave Moses the 10 Commandments, establishing His covenant with His people. Though the journey was fraught with trials, rebellion, and testing, the story of the Exodus became a testament to God's power, faithfulness, and love. It is a story of liberation, a call to trust in divine guidance, and a reminder that even in the darkest of times, deliverance is near for those who believe. And so, the story of Moses and the Exodus echoes through the ages, a timeless tale of courage, faith, and the unrelenting power of God to set His people free.